got some great volunteers here tonight. I'm so happy, and thank you so much for volunteering, because we wouldn't be a show without the volunteers. So happy. Christine Pettit was the last guest. I haven't seen it aired yet, but I'm very excited. Christine, you were phenomenal. So easy to talk to, so bright, and such a beautiful girl. I haven't gotten my Botox yet, but that made me, drew me more to drive more, maybe make that phone call. Oh. But, you know, that's youth. So what we're going to do today, since I had Christine on last time, I'm looking for another guest for 2 weeks from now. So if you're interested, just come on, give me a shout out, give Nutmeg TV a shout out. I'd love to have you on. What we're going to do today, and I did this today with one of my students who was with me, and he was painting something else, but I painted this. Now, I love Martha's Vineyard. I love it. Edgartown in particular. I don't know why, but I love the historic section. You can't paint your house red. You can't paint it green. You can't paint it blue. You have to paint it white. And you have to have Edgartown green shutters. Edgartown green, I had my shutters like that for a while. It looks black, but they're actually such a dark green that they look black. So most of the houses in Edgartown don't look like this. They're more like colonials, mansions, stuff like that. These are more like my house. My house looks like this. It's like a little cute cape. And I did plant the hydrangeas all over the place, and they're great. Add some orange juice, they'll turn those things pink. So I like the hydrangea look. The hydrangea does not smell, so if you're a bride-to-be, beautiful flower, but does not smell. But they are beautiful. They switch from blue, they can be pink, they can be green. But I love to go there, so you better try it out sometime. You gotta take the Steamship Authority, or you can take, what's the other one? The Island Queen from Falmouth. And it's so much fun. So I'm gonna get you started, and then we're gonna chit-chat while we're moving along here. So I'm gonna show you how to do this, and you're probably gonna go on the other camera, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. But I'm gonna hold this up while I'm doing it. This is a square, this is a rectangle. So it's kind of a big difference, especially if you're copying it verbatim, but we're gonna try it out. Oh. So here's what we're gonna do. If you notice, the roof comes out about here, and it goes all the way over. Don't worry about being straight. Doesn't matter. Okay, this is my first house. It's coming out. A lot of people say, you know what, Mrs. Lombardi or Dawn, you're forgetting the top of the roof. And I'm like, no, no, no. It's just like when you take a photograph. You're only seeing part of it, okay? There's a window here. See that? And we're going to do 2 episodes. We're going to do 2. It's going to be fun. Now, this one's going to be bigger because, look at, perspective goes in the background. So this one's going to go down. This one's gonna be a little bigger, this one's gonna be a little smaller. In the middle of it is another window. You don't have to really draw it all out, but I'm gonna do it so you can see. I don't know how many windows it's gonna have. And then there's probably gonna be a window over here. Over here there's not, but I'm gonna add one. And it's gonna be a little taller because see, your perspective goes into the distance. Anything that way will go that way, that way, that way. So this is another shutter, okay? The houses are so pretty. They're so pretty. Oh, with the hydrangeas flowing. Now I'm going to add my door, and I'm going to put that. It looks like it's taller than the window, so I better do that. So I'm going to make that taller than the window. There's so many fun things to do there. My friend Tommy, he just sold the Obamas the property and has the Caroline Kennedy listing. And I wouldn't know Tommy if it weren't for my roommate Tress. Hi, Tress. Tress, that's her brother. And Tress is a beautiful girl who lives in Coventry. Oh my gosh. And her house obviously is beautiful because she decorates so great and cooks great. So it's crazy that you know these people. So I'm putting in those little hinges that are kind of pretty. And it looks like there's a little lantern here. Now if you're drawing a lantern, I'm going to show you on here. It's kind of like this. And it has a little thing on the top. And I can erase that later. We don't need it. Now the next house shoots out of this one. Now normally, if you're in Edgartown, you're not going to be living on top of the neighbors, but the houses are very close together. And a lot of them have pools. I mean, they're absolutely beautiful. I recommend a few places to go there. Like every town, it changes all the time. New restaurants, new businesses, everything. So I made those 2 little chimneys. I don't know why a house that little would have 2 chimneys, but you know, it could be from another house. But I'm gonna put it in anyway. And then I'm gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna go up here, and you can see it has another window on the side, right about here. All the paintings come out different, so if you do this a few hundred times, they're all beautiful little paintings to give away to people and stuff. I'm gonna put that house down, and then there's another little house. Maybe I'll make it a little farther away, because you know what? If you have that kind of money, you're not going to be wanting to be on top of your neighbor. Oh, speaking of, it's so funny. I was going to use my Nancy Nickerson pencil. Nancy Nickerson, I love her. She was our town council chairperson forever. I think like 30-something years. And we're going to miss her. We got a new guy in, and we're excited. I never know how to vote. It's so hard. But I'm going to put these windows here. Oh, yeah. So, you know, she's great, and she's going to retire and hang out with her grandkids. And, you know, I don't want to be in charge of anything. I really don't. I like to be in charge of my house and my kids, but it's very hard to run for public office and do a good job like she did. Now, my fence, it's going the same way. So if my fence is going down, remember, the fence is straight. So all these lines are going to be straight. And I'll fix it later. Okay, they're all straight lines. And right here, the fence comes all the way down to where you're walking on the road. Now, this is a fancy fence, so it has like pointy things on the top, but I'm not going to worry about it yet, okay? Not going to worry about it yet. Just going to keep putting in these lines here, okay? And then we'll get on with the hydrangeas. The hydrangeas are funny. A lot of people think, oh, they're going to look great in my house. Mine, they dry out because you think, wait a minute, you go to the vineyard, and they're all in full sun, and they're all gorgeous. They're never wilting. You got to remember, they are an island. They have water. We do not. So one of the reasons why mine will wilt is because, first of all, you want to plant your hydrangeas in semi-shade when you're living in New England in Farmington, because we don't have the ocean. So it makes a big difference. So I put a couple of these triangles on the top to show that it's a fence, but I'll do that lastly. And you can kind of, we're going to do 2 episodes, so we're gonna have fun with this. All right? Going to go in. Another thing is I went to the GWA the other day. Oh, gosh. This lady in line, what are you wearing? Is that Tory Burch? I'm like, no, actually, it's GWA. She's like, I've never heard of that. And I said, Goodwill Avon. It's fantastic. Everybody throws out everything. And I get it for $6. So now we're going to put those hydrangea plants in. I'm going to put this down for a second. And the hydrangea plants, whoops, look at, I got yellow on my painting. All you do is just go like this. Comes right off. And one of my 4-year-olds ate the paintbrush today. She licked it. She said, look, I have yellow lipstick. And I was like, oh, no, we don't want to do that. But thank God it's not non-toxic. Okay, so the hydrangea leaves are very big, and they look like this. I'm going to draw one up here. They look like that, and then they have pointy things on the end. But guess what? We don't care because it's so far away, you're not going to be able to see the leaf. So all we're going to do is have some leaves sticking out here and there. You know, here and there. They're going to be bigger when they're up close, okay? And it looks like the hydrangeas, they're kind of spilling out, which they do, spilling out onto the ground. So I'm going to go straight across on that. There's no going this way, just go straight across, okay? The rest I think I can do with paint, okay? And the hydrangea itself is a gigantic ball like this with little teeny flowers in between, and usually there's 4 of them. But if you're a realist, you're going to draw every single one. So if you're going to draw that thing, you want, yeah, I think you can see it. So now we're going to start with the paint. I'm going to show you what I got. I got white. Look at how fancy it looks. I got white. I got red. I've got some brown for the road. And I've got green, different greens and yellows to make the different branches and the leaves. Red for the beautiful door that I'm going to make, and the black is for the gorgeous shutters. But I'm going to mix green with black to make that greenish black. So let's see what we got here. Oh, speaking of GWA, my friend Molly, her husband Stephen, hi Steve. Steve was President Bush's DO, what is it called? DO, Department of Housing, DOH? I don't know what it's called. Anyway, Steve then went to Chicago, and now Steve is the CEO of the Goodwill. Congratulations, Steve. I can't wait to see you again. But you got to give me discounts. I'm getting the $6 things, but I love it. And you got to tell me which ones to go to. So Steve, congratulations. That's a great, very hard worker. He's got more energy than I do, if you can believe that one. So I'm going to start by doing the background. You're usually supposed to do the background first. So I'm going to do the background first, okay? Background first. And that's going to be just a bunch of green. So what I'll do is I'll mix some green. I want it to look real. This doesn't look real. This is goofy. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing some green. I'm gonna mix some brown in there so it makes it kind of like a duller, I can even put some black in there. Why not? Okay, so now I have a nice dark green, and I'm gonna put that, let me just erase this stuff just to make sure it goes away, because it will. I'm just gonna erase some of it. And again, if you're watching my show, you don't need fancy stuff at all. You can buy an easel like this anywhere. You could probably even go to your local senior center, and you know, a lot of people donate stuff there. So I'm gonna fill in the background like it's green. Now, it's not gonna all be the same color green, because then it's not gonna look right. You know, you don't want it all the same color green. So I'm just gonna start with this. Then, as it's drying, I'm gonna put some different color greens in. Plus, we have 2 episodes. You're gonna be amazed. It's amazing. Yeah, so I had a great day today. I always have a great day. I love it. I love the little children. I call them childs. They're so cute. And I love the area. I really do. I tried some more Jamaican food the other day. I didn't like the fried dumpling. I didn't like the spicy beef patty. I kind of liked the fried plantains, but I'll tell you, I like those plantain chips. I like them better than regular potato chips. I can't even believe it. They're so good. So we're just gonna fill that in, okay? And that's gonna be your background, but we're gonna add more. Don't worry if you can't paint as fast, because you know, I've been going downhill. I haven't painted in a while. I've had like 0 commissions. Every now and then I go back to Ted's train, and Ted will come on, right, Ted? He's kind of, come on. While I have this green, I may as well put some of it around. And again, I'm just gonna pretend that I'm making some of these leaves, okay? They're gonna get smaller as they go in the background, but nothing fancy, it's all right. And then they go onto the ground here, which I should probably do later, but I'm not. I'm just doing it now. I'm gonna go in between my fence a little bit. So this is fun to throw around. Now remember, I'm doing this really fast, and I like it. So, you know, in 2 episodes, you can kind of watch this and play up with it, have fun with it. Don't worry if you're still starting out to paint. People are always like, oh, I'm terrible. I'm like, actually, nobody cares. That's the whole point is, you know, you get the math problem wrong, or a girl working with me tonight here worked on airplanes. Oh, you can't get that wrong. Ooh. But this is an easy thing. So I don't know which brushes I grabbed today. I've got some of the Jamoki brushes, and some aren't. I think I'm gonna stick with the same one, just because. Even if you don't have a cloth, I'm just kind of using my little thing here. Sometimes if I had GWA pants on, I would just use my pants, but I don't. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna do the house roof. Now, if you go to Edgartown, they have these things called cedar shingles. I can't afford those, and they're actually not a good idea in our part of New England. They're very good for the beach and the snow, and they also cost about 5 times as much as a regular roof would. But they're very pretty. So my roof here in Farmington, I did it light because I liked it, even though most people do black. So what I'm gonna do to make the roof, and cedar shingles, they're very pretty, and they look beautiful. Some people have the Cape House, the entire thing is cedar shingles. So I'm gonna mix a little of this with a little of that. I'm gonna dull it down with some green, okay? And that's gonna make it kind of a, well, it's kind of made it green, but that's all right, I don't mind. So I'm gonna do that. Always have your white on hand, okay? And I'm gonna do the roof. I think it's a little more brown than that, so I'm just gonna add a little brown and a little black. And it's fun to mix. It's a lot of fun to mix. So we're gonna put that like that. Put that around, okay? Paint the sides if you can, because it really helps to, and if I don't like the roof, at the end I can change it to black, it doesn't matter. But usually on, somebody said this could be Cape May. I've never been there, unless my parents took me and I forgot, because I've never been. We just, once we started going to the vineyard, we always have been. My parents had some nice homes on the Cape, and I think we would venture over to the vineyard from the Cape. But the Cape is up and coming. I mean, it used to be, it has never been cheap, but the Cape is now extremely expensive, whereas you could buy some affordable housing there. We loved it. And then all my jobs were on the Cape. I had a million of them. I didn't get fired from all of them. But I was the head chef at the Colonial House Inn in Yarmouthport, because our assistant chefs, they were emptying the fryolator, and the whole fryolator spilled all over them, and it was like, I don't know what degree burns those are called, but it was bad. So I was the dishwasher, and they were like, Dawn, we need you. And I'm like, oh, I can't make steak Diane. Kidding me? And by the end of the week, I was making steak Diane and chicken piccata. I don't even know what it was called, but it was great. I'm gonna make the road, it's kind of like a sandy beach looking thing, except I have a little black mixed in, so I'm gonna do that next. So I'm just gonna take my sandy house roof color, take a little black, and go in like that. And this kind of makes it, you know, I can mix it however I want. This is gonna be kind of my road. So I'm gonna throw that in. It's gonna be so fun. It's kind of like a sandy beach walking by there, okay? You know, if you ever do go to the vineyard, a great time to go is now. I know it's freezing, but you'll probably get some great rentals. I actually got a job as a teacher, and I went to the interview, and the guy said, "You've got the job, honey, but what are you gonna do here in the winter?" And I said, "I don't know, why? Why do you ask?" And he said, "Well, you know what? This place shuts down, and the only people left are the lobstermen, and the people that live here full-time are only people that work here full-time. And all those exciting people that you see in the summer, those people leave." So I didn't take it, and now I'm mad because I think I would have been a pretty good painter. You know, it would have boosted my career a little bit because I always go. I admire so many painters from there. John Traynor, Alan Williams, I think is his name. I can't remember, but Carly Simon collects his stuff. So, you know, it's okay. We just go, we visit. And we stayed in Vineyard Haven last time at the Vineyard Haven Motel. First time, we loved it. We still love it, but I think we're gonna step it up a notch the next time. I'm gonna go back in with my green, but I'm gonna leave my brush in my water and go back in with my green because I forgot a few places up there. So I'm just gonna throw that in up here. Don't worry if it's a different color green. I think I'm gonna get rid of one of the chimneys because that looks silly. It's like that chimney can't have that many. And I don't even know if a chimney would be that far on the roof, but I'm gonna leave it. Now, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna put some different color greens. Okay, almost like the light's hitting it a little differently down there. The hydrangeas can still spill out onto the ground. Okay, very fun. And it's good to have different color greens. You don't wanna have all the same. And then I'll put the fence in. I'll put the white houses in. And by the end of 2 episodes, this should be beautiful, hopefully. It's so fun. It's been cold. Today was freezing, so cold, I couldn't believe it. And I have a car starter. Thanks, Mom. I love it. I just love it. I just start the car. I can start it from like halfway across the house, 3 different walls, and it still works. But I did have a car starter problem with my last car. So I don't know if it's the trick to, I don't know if you should get one or not. They say you're messing with the starter. It might not be a good idea. Okay, now I'm gonna do the white house. Even though the canvas is white, you can totally leave the canvas the same, but I am gonna do, oh, if it drips, don't worry, just do that. No big deal. Now, normally I would have a cloth, but you know, that's Dawn for you. I'm never prepared because I just kind of like it like that. You know, except for if we have a mass confusion, because they always say, have a plan, sit your kids down. I mean, gosh, I gotta learn their phone numbers. I type them in as the kids' names. You know, I don't even know the phone numbers. I gotta do that, that's a bad mom. But, you know, that's another website we could start one day. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do the houses, the white of the houses, just to get that over with. So it looks pretty. I think I'm gonna pull that one down. It just looks better. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And every now and then I make mistakes too, but these ones are great. These are kind of no-brainers. I've given these away. There's one of these in Delaware. Steph Nappy, thank you for buying a painting of mine. That's so nice. She's a beautiful girl. She's a teacher like me, and she was my sister's roommate. Yeah, at Trinity in Burlington, Vermont. Who wouldn't want to live there? So she's a teacher, and she has one of these, if not one of the best ones I've ever done. So thank you, Stephanie, for hanging that up. Then there's one in Washington, D.C. I won't tell you where. And then the last one is also on the vineyard in Edgartown. So great. So we probably have about 5 minutes left, which is great. And then we roll right into the next one and just finish it up. So you can see, I'm kind of going over a lot of my drawings too, but I'm just gonna glob this stuff on so that the next episode, it's probably gonna dry. And then I can go right over things. It's gonna be great. I miss Joanne, she's in Ireland. She's always in Ireland, but she's in Ireland now. And I miss her because I had to go grocery shopping at Aldi all by myself. I didn't know what to do. It was like I didn't have her with me this time. I always have Joanne. Then I asked Megan, Meg, can you go groceries? No, I can't go. So it was just me. It took me, awful. I don't like to grocery shop at all. So I like to do it with friends. It makes it a lot of fun. We have fun. Then we do the OSJL, the Ocean State Job Lot. We do that afterwards. I'm going to add a little bit of blue into my green sky because there's got to be some blue. Oh, I don't have blue. I guess I can't do that. But you know what? I can make a white sky because sometimes the sky isn't blue. It's white because it's like rainy or something. I might get rid of that, but I need something going on over there. So I'm going to put that around. And then the best part is you're going to see pop. And I think we have like 2 minutes. It's so fun. Thank you so much for tuning into the Crack of Dawn. You got to be a guest. Come on here with me. It's so fun. We love it. Oh. And I bought that hair thing. Lele, thank you. You really should get commission from Revlon. But I bought that big $70 hair thing. I turned it on high, and all of a sudden, I started smelling like fire and burnt hair. And I thought, you know what? I can't do this on high. It's going to fry my hair. So if you're using that thing, it works great. Put it on low, because you can burn your hair off. So I'm going to put these shutters. I forgot to make it Edgartown green, so that's black mixed with green. And, you know, the credits are going to be going soon, but I'm just going to keep going like I normally do, okay? I got that. We're going to put that green shutters in. They're going to be gorgeous, and they're going to go pretty straight down, okay? They're going to be beautiful. I'm going to put those in. Gorgeous. We're going to put another one here. Gorgeous. Oh, gorgeous. Unlike my cooking last night, but today I did the salmon, you know, throw that thing in, put it on broil, and that's easy. Add some butter. I don't like the cooking. My husband does everything. He's so good at it. And yeah, and then if I start cooking and he comes in the room, he's great, but he grabs the spoon I'm using, tells me I'm doing everything wrong, and you know what? I just walk away and leave him with the disaster because I can't handle it. Plus, I tried, you know. So we're going to see. I'm going to put another shutter. Remember, it's got to be perspective, so this one's going to go right off the page. A lot of people, wait a minute, it doesn't have 2 shutters. I'm like, well, if you've ever taken a camera and you've left someone out of the picture for a reason, it's called editing. So we're going to throw in a couple windows here, like that. Don't worry if they're not perfect. Nobody cares. It's going to be so fun. And thanks for tuning into the Crack of Dawn. I love it. The Crack is back. I hope they always have me. Inside Edition still needs to come on. Nicole Miller, oh, I just thank you so much for sending me clothes all those times. And that was so much fun. Send me more if you want, but don't worry if you don't, because I don't care. I just love your stuff. I love your wine. That was great. Never thought rosé would be dry, and it was. So I thought, ooh, pink wine, I don't like pink wine. And then I tried it, and I was like, this is great. I actually brought it down to Demetrius's. And now Demetrius is at Oak Barrel. That's at the Five Corners, next to where my friend Christy manages the Rebel Dog, owned by Peter, yeah. So it's a small world over here. And then I heard the Stonewell Kitchen is now the Five Corners, and it's still the same owners. I didn't know that. And they're great people. That window seems a little bit high. Windows always want to line up, so I'll make these a little longer. I might fix that later, but I'm not worried. No, no, no. Don't worry. Now we need some doors. Wait till I do the blue. Oh, thank gosh, we're going in the next episode. Look at that. I'm doing blue hydrangeas, and I don't even have any blue on my thing. So if you're using a blue for a hydrangea, you might want to change them to purple. A lot of people like the purple. It's all about the pH, I think, in the soil. So if you add orange juice to one of your blue hydrangea bushes, if you add a little orange juice every now and then, they will turn pink, I believe. Yeah, I'm always wrong, though. So let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and do this crazy door, and I will see you next time on the Crack of Dawn. Thank you for tuning in. I love it. Don't you just love it? I do.